Let's welcome our candidates to our next lesson. Still your teacher, Mr. Baino, Mr. Silva, who is going to take you a very simple and interesting lesson. But before we start, I remember leaving you with an activity, which I hope you passed, all of you. As I told you, you must be honest when you are marking something wrong, mark it wrong. And you make correction. Something correct, you mark it correct. Therefore, let us go through, or let us review that work. What was our number one saying? Which organ runs the day-to-day affairs of African Union? So that is one answer, which is African Union Commission. Call it AU Commission. Then our number two was, how do you think African Union promotes peace and security in Africa? Two answers: by organizing peace talks, or I told you can say by negotiating peace. Then two, by sending peacekeeping forces to war-torn areas, or those areas affected by wars. So those are the two ways AU promotes peace. Our number three, who is the current chairperson of Roman numeral 1, African Union Commission? That one becomes Moussa Faki. I told you that man comes from Chad. Therefore, that is our current chairperson of African Union Commission. Two, then who is the chairperson of African Union as a whole? That is Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, president of Egypt. Or number four, name the lawmaking body of African Union. That is the Pan-African Parliament. Then our number five, which organ of African Union is made up of the heads of state? Only one answer here. It is the Assembly of the Union. Then our last number was, how does lack of a common language affect the work of African Union? Here is my answer. It makes communication difficult. So if you passed everything, put a comment, bravo, or excellent. So if you have failed some numbers, make sure you write corrections. So that is the work I left you with. Therefore, we are going to start our next lesson. Make sure you are attentive. Make sure you are free from anything which is noisy. So let us now begin our next lesson. It is regional economic groupings in Africa. Regional economic groupings in Africa. What do I mean here? What are these regional economic groupings? I can call them common markets. I know you learned about these, a few in P6. I can call them free trade zones. I can call them regional integrations. All those words I can call. So we are going to talk about regional economic grouping. As you have seen, they are based on regions. They are formed according to the regions those countries are coming from, or those countries are found. If it is from East Africa, we find a common market there in East Africa. In Southern Africa, we find there a regional body in Southern Africa. Sometimes countries can be coming from different regions, but mostly countries that make up those regional bodies are from the same geographical location or geographical region. So what do we mean by regional economic groupings? We say these organizations of countries that have come together to promote trade. Oh, these are organizations of countries that have come together to promote economic development among themselves. Okay, so that is the definition of regional economic groupings. So which means here, if it is an organization of countries that have come together to promote economic development, it means those countries are working together under that organization, under that umbrella, under that family. They are working together. They are cooperating. They are friends. Now, and it is necessary for those countries or for countries to work together. First, look, in your villages, you have to work together with your neighbors. because not all problems you encounter in your life, you can solve them alone or on your own. You need the support of your neighbors. For example, when you lose somebody, will you bury that person alone? No. You need to work together with other neighbors of yours. Therefore, in Africa here, countries need to work together, have to cooperate with the reasons. Okay? So here we have reasons why countries should work together. For example, Uganda working together with Kenya, with Tanzania. Of course, I've told you mainly neighbors. So why should countries in Africa work together or cooperate or be friends? Number one, you can say to promote unity. 2, to promote peace and security. 3, to get a wider market for their goods. What do I mean here? If you're a friend to Kenya, Uganda being a friend to Kenya, Tanzania, Ugandans can sell their goods to Kenya because they are working together. Then, to get goods from other countries, for example, I don't know any country which produces everything it requires. So you have to be friends, you have to work together with other countries so that you can get those goods you don't produce. In Uganda here, we don't make vehicles. We have to get them from other countries. Now, if you are enemies, will you get those vehicles? That is not. Therefore, you have to work together in order to get those goods you don't produce. Then, lastly, to promote free movement of people and goods among member countries. So, those are the reasons why countries should work together or should cooperate. Also now discuss there, why should your family cooperate with the neighbors? In class here, why should you cooperate with your neighbors as you sit in class? Then you'll give me feedback. So now let us talk about examples of these regional bodies we have in Africa. In P6, you discussed a few of them. Now we are going to add more. So these are regional bodies we have in Africa. One, we have the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa. In short, you can call it COMESA. Number 2, the Economic Community of West African States, which is ECOWAS in short. Then we have our own here in East Africa, which is the East African Community. Call it EAC in short. Then we have the Southern African Development Community, which is SADC in short. Second last, we have the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, which is in short, IGAD. Lastly, we have the Economic Community of Central African States, which is ECAS in short. So basically, those are the few regional bodies that make up or that are found in Africa. As you have seen, they are based on geographical location. For example, East African Community in East Africa. Economic Community of West African States, which is ECOWAS, which is made up of countries from West Africa. Look at the Southern African Development Community, which means members are from Southern Africa. So we are going to talk about every regional body. So we are going to start with the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa. So this one has got members from Eastern and Southern Africa. So it was formed in 1994, and it was formed to replace another body which was formed at first. That was in 1981, and that body was termed as Preferential Trade Area. What is Preferential Trade Area in short? That is PTA, which means COMESA originated from PTA, or PTA gave birth to COMESA. Therefore, we say COMESA replaced PTA, which was formed in 1981. Where are its top offices, or what you call headquarters? They are found in Lusaka, Zambia. Lusaka is the capital of Zambia. And this COMESA is the largest body, the largest organization based on economic development in Africa. which means has got many, has got more members compared to the rest of the common markets. Here, this list shows the members of COMESA. Let us see which members are those. We have our own Uganda is a member, Kenya, Malawi, South Africa, Angola, Burundi, Rwanda, DRC, Comoros, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Egypt, Eritrea, Lesotho, Sudan, Madagascar, Mauritius, Namibia, then Seychelles, South Sudan, Zambia, Botswana, and Swaziland. So those are the members of COMESA. But when you check the list there, are you able to identify a country in East Africa which is not a member? Yes, it is there. Tanzania. I can't see Tanzania, which means Tanzania is the only East African country which is not a member of COMESA. That question, that name one country in East Africa which is not a member of COMESA. That is none other than Tanzania. And there's a reason why it is not a member of COMESA. The reason is well stated, or is very simple, is that Tanzania is already a member of SADC, the other Southern African Development Community. So it is already a member of SADC, which has the same objectives like COMESA. Therefore, Tanzania first joined SADC before COMESA. So after forming COMESA, Tanzania found out that it had the same objectives, it had the same reason as to why it was formed, like those of SADC. Therefore, it said no. I will not become a member of two organizations which have similar objectives. So that is all about Tanzania. Why was COMESA formed? Here they are. Call them aims, call them objectives, call them reasons why COMESA was formed. One, to promote living standards of people, that is improving the way people are living. Then to remove trade barriers. What do you mean by trade barriers? Can be restrictions. Those things hindering trade. Those things stopping or making trade difficult in East Africa. For example, charging heavy taxes on goods. That is, which means taxes can be an example of barriers basing on trade. Therefore, to remove trade barriers or reduce them, like reducing on taxes. Next, to create a wider market, or to create a wider market for goods. Next, to promote industrialization in Africa. To eliminate smuggling of goods. What is to eliminate? Stop completely smuggling of goods. And what do we mean by smuggling? That's the P5 work. What is smuggling? We remind ourselves, smuggling is the illegal importation and exportation of goods. And you know, when you export goods illegally and you import them illegally, you know how bad that practice is. And how is it dangerous? How does it affect a country? How does smuggling affect a country? For example, it reduces on taxes collected in a country. Because you smuggled those goods into a country, you entered them illegally, you are not taxed. Which means a country has lost taxes, which means it lowers taxes collected in a country. Two, it can lead to importation of fake, call them expired, call them low quality goods into a country. Then lastly, I can say smuggling reduces the market for locally manufactured goods. Let's go back to why COMESA was formed. Also to promote trade, to allow free movement of people and goods among member states. So, candidates, those are the reasons why COMESA was formed. We have discussed the details, we have looked at objectives, where it is found, and the rest. So now, let us have a look at the economic community of West African states, which is ECOWAS. And what is it? This is an organization of countries from West Africa. It has got its members from West Africa. Do you know any country in Africa from West Africa? Yes, countries like Ghana, like Benin, like Togo, like Cote d'Ivoire, the one you call Ivory Coast, and others, which means those are the ones that make up, they are members of ECOWAS. So we say this is an organization of countries from West Africa. It was formed in that year of 1975. And its headquarters are found in Abuja, which is the capital of Nigeria. And it is the only body, the only common market that you know in Africa, which has a monitoring group, which has a group of soldiers, the troops, for maintaining peace among member states. And what name do we give that military wing or that group of soldiers? We call it the Economic Community Monitoring Group, in short, ECOMOG. And what is it responsible for? For maintaining peace and security among member states of ECOWAS. So, that is briefly about ECOWAS. But what are the members of ECOWAS? Well listed for you. I've told you from the region of West Africa. So we have our own Benin, Ghana, we've got Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mali, Burkina Faso, Mauritania, then we have got Niger, or called Niger, then Nigeria, Senegal, Cape Verde, Sierra Leone, we have Gambia, Togo, and Cote d'Ivoire. So those are countries that make up ECOWAS. Now let us look at objectives of ECOWAS, or why was ECOWAS formed. One, to remove trade barriers, as we looked at it under ECOWAS, under COMESA. So also to remove trade barriers. Two, to improve transport and communication in the region of West Africa, not coming to East Africa, but West Africa. Then promote trade in the region. And by the way, how do you think these regional bodies promote trade? Can you give me one answer? Think about it. For example, I can say by widening market for goods, by improving on transport and communication, so that traders can transport their goods easily. Two, by maintaining peace and security, which means also traders will have to sell their goods without any fear in any country which is a member of ECOWAS. Then, lastly, to promote free movement of people and goods among member states. So those are the reasons why ECOWAS was formed. So before the end of this lesson, we have this simple activity which you must do after writing notes. So our number one says, name the largest common market in Africa. Two, state one danger of smuggling. Three, give one way common markets promote trade. Then number four, mention one country in East Africa that is not a member of COMESA. Number five, why was ECOWAS formed? Second last, why is it necessary for Uganda to work together with Kenya? And lastly, write ECOMOG in full. So candidates, that marks the end of our lesson today.